What is marketing collateral and what marketing collateral do you actually need to be successful in your 2020 marketing? Hi, I'm Amy Walker, small business strategist, speaker, and author, and thank you for watching my channel today. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that bell notification so you can get notified every time we release new content Monday through Friday. This channel is dedicated to giving you the business strategies and tips that you need to grow your company, and also the support that you need to be able to maintain a more balanced life. And today we are talking about marketing collateral. So in this video, we're going to do a couple of things. First, I'm going to give you the definition of what is marketing collateral. And then there's a really great article that I just came across that I thought everybody should hear about. So we're going to go through the 19 types of marketing collateral that you need right now in your business. I'll tell you which ones I completely agree with. I'll tell you which ones I don't necessarily think are as important as they do, but it's a really great resource for you, and I'm going to link it in the comments. So let's jump in and get started. First of all, what is marketing collateral? It is all the stuff that you need to produce in order to be successful in your marketing. So it's the landing pages, it's the websites, it's your swipe copy, it's all of the things that you need in order to be successful. A lot of times with my clients, I'll call this marketing materials because it just seems a little bit less intimidating. Like collateral is like, what's the collateral when you get it makes me think, here's what it makes me think of. It makes me think of the bad loan sharks in TV shows that are like, what's your collateral? And so I use marketing materials usually, but here's why I do like the term collateral is because you wouldn't throw away your collateral. Like you would keep your collateral categorized and you'd know where it is and know how to access it. And I do see that there are a lot of businesses that are overproducing, that they do something and then they move on from it and they don't use it again. Whereas if you'll think of it like collateral, you'll always be coming back to these same things. So for example, a couple of marketing collateral pieces that I have in my business are some of my free things that you can get access to when you join our community, like my free sales book, like my free 30-day productivity challenge. I like my free ultimate marketing calendar. There's just different tools that I have. Those are marketing collateral, and I can use them over and over and over again. So when I go on a new podcast or when I am doing a new YouTube video, I don't constantly have to be going, what should I create so that people will want to opt in? I go, what marketing collateral do I already have built that I can use? So that's the difference in how we want to start thinking about our marketing collateral. Now, there are a lot of different types of things that you can produce, and one of the reasons why I loved this article is because it's got them all in one place. So let's jump into the article and we'll go through. This is by Foleon, and it is the 2020 guide, 19 types of marketing collateral you need now. I actually do agree with most of them, but there was a couple that I was like, I don't think that's as important as it used to be. Okay, so let's jump into this article. The other thing that I really liked about it is that they have it broken up into phases. So you have the awareness phase where people are just meeting you and they're just figuring out who you are and what's the type of marketing collateral that you need for that phase. They've also got it broken into the consideration phase, which is where they know you and now they're thinking, should I work with this person? What do you need in that phase? And then the final phase is the decision phase, which is where they're saying, should I work with this person, yes or no? I have to actually make a decision. I need to know, is it the right decision that I'm making? So let's look at phase one, which is the consideration phase. Here's some things that they recommend. Ebooks. Yes, I have a couple of these myself. So one is my ebook on LinkedIn prospecting. One is my sales book that you can get for free. I actually have some others that have started but haven't quite completed, and so I do think that's a good resource. Also, if you want an easier way to make an ebook and have it look really good and well designed, I recommend Designer with 2 R's. It's just a great product to be able to help you take your blog posts and take your information and put it into an ebook format. Okay, next are blog posts. This is one that I don't necessarily agree with quite as much as I used to. I do feel like blogs are on the decline and videos are on the incline. And so if you're new, I don't think blog posts are going to do a whole lot for you. But if you have an established blog and an established readership, keep blogging, sister friend. Like it will work for you. But if you're new to the game, I don't think blogs are quite as critical as they used to be. The next one is pillar pages, and I actually had to look this up, like, oh, pillar page, that's a term that I haven't heard, but it makes complete sense. So what they're talking about is that you want to have info clusters so that as you're going after keywords, you can be on your site putting on information that is going to help you rank in the keywords because you've got 3 or 4 or 5 different articles all relating to that topic. So it could be things like you want to go after marketing. So you're going to talk about marketing collateral, and you're going to talk about visibility strategies, and you're going to talk about lead capture, and you're going to talk about marketing software, and you're going to talk about all these things related to marketing. And then the pillar page is the page that has all of those links together that can redirect to the other pages. So I do think that's a good SEO strategy because it's harder to win in SEO now than it used to be. And so you've got to play the game really well. Next is landing pages. Landing pages are a must. You have to have landing pages. This is a page, let's look at your website. It's great for somebody who is considering hiring you. It's great for the consideration phase. It's terrible for the awareness phase because they get distracted when they go on your website and they don't take action. So you don't actually capture their information. You don't actually convert that first sale. So landing page is a one-page website where there is nothing to do but take that action. If you go check out my LinkedIn, and I'll put some links if you guys want to see some examples of marketing collateral, but if you go to my LinkedIn ebook, there's nothing else you can do on that page besides get the book for LinkedIn. If you go to my 30-day challenge, there's nothing else you can do except to opt in for that challenge. So landing pages are critical. Now, if you're wondering where should I be going to build my landing pages, the top source right now, I really think is ClickFunnels. They have beautiful templates. They're really easy to use. A lot of people are loving the ClickFunnels system. And the other great thing with ClickFunnels is you do get access to Russell Brunson and all of his brilliant strategies, but it's not the only place to go. I actually don't use ClickFunnels. I use Infusionsoft Keep. I actually use the Infusionsoft version of Keep, and I've been with them for a long time. And so that's where I build my landing pages, and it's got a nice usable builder as well. Before that, I use leadpages.com. And so there's different options for where you can, I think even in ConvertKit, you can build landing pages there. So the system that you're using as your CRM might already have options for building landing pages. Check that out before you go and purchase a new software. Next is your branded content. So this is content that you're going to be putting out online, whether it's your videos or it's your articles or your infographics or any content that you're putting out there. You want to be able to have it and have it look like it's your brand. Too often I see people creating tons of content and it's not branded. So like my visual recognition doesn't connect it with your business. I might think that's great content, but I might not remember that it's yours. So if you want to make your content have the biggest impact, make sure that it's branded. Okay, infographics are next. I have mixed thoughts about infographics. I honestly feel like infographics were super cool 3 years ago, and today they're like, meh. Like 3 years ago, I was trying to create infographics. How could we take this information and put it into an infographic? And today, I feel like we've all seen a lot of infographics. We've kind of been there, done that. And so there is some information that is much better displayed in an infographic. But if you don't have data and numbers involved in the content you're creating, it might be better served in a different way. Maybe a video, maybe a post. But it doesn't always have to be an infographic, and your business does not have to have infographics, especially if you're not an info-heavy company. You don't need an infographic. Next is event magazines. I think this one really pertains if you're running large events. That makes sense. If you're running small events, probably doesn't. Okay, now we're going to move into the consideration phase. So the first one is brand stories. I do think this is incredibly important. I think you need to be able to tell your brand story and explain to people who you are and what you believe and why you do what you do and why the things matter that you're involved in. And now more than ever, we really want to know the story behind the brand, especially millennials, which, let's be clear, can we stop talking about millennials like they're teenagers? They're in their 30s, you guys. Like, they're homeowners, they have jobs, they just have a different value system. And one of the things that they value is knowing the brand that they're doing business with and knowing that their values align with the brand's values. That's an important thing for millennials. So if your client base involves millennials at all, you should be telling your brand story. Now, one of the things that I really do love is that we don't have to hire a video production team in order to produce a commercial and then pay for airtime in order to tell our story. We can tell it through our social media regularly. We can tell it through video that we make from an iPhone with a little recorder, which, by the way, here's a sad moment for Amy. I actually recorded 6 videos and I was having the best hair day of my life. And then I realized that my mic was broken and none of them were gonna work. So I'm re-recording without a mic and it's not the best hair day of my life, but that's okay. We'll get over it. So moving on, you can tell your own brand story without a lot of expensive equipment, and you should be telling it regularly, because if you're not telling your story, they're listening to your competitor's story, but they are listening and they're looking and searching for it. You tell your story. Case studies are next. I love a good case study. I love being able to see the before and after of, where they were at, what strategies you used with them, what results you created, and now where are they because of the work that they did with you. I love a good case story. I think you should all have them. Next is white papers. If you are a technical business, a white paper is a longer form report that has all of the data and the research and how you got to where you got to. Now, if you're not real technical, you don't need a white paper. You would be fine with case studies. But if you are a real technical industry, you should definitely have those white papers, because somebody is going to care about that data and they want to be able to have it. And if they ask for it and you don't have it, they won't wait for it. They'll go on to somebody else who can get them the info that they need. We are a right now information society. We're like, no, I asked for it now. Where's my info? Where's my info? Where's my info? Like, we want it now. So if you've got it ready, you can give it as soon as it's requested. Next is corporate brochures. These can be like old school actual foldouts that you take with you when you go do an event or, have a booth at a conference. Or they can also be digital brochures, but just a place where they can go and they can see the side-by-sides of your different services and how they work and learn a little bit more about each one of them. So product catalogs is next. These are more in-depth. So a product catalog, what this makes me think of is back in the day when I was in college, we would get 2 different things every time it was time to register for classes. One was like a quick glance, and that was you could see what the classes were and a 1-paragraph description. And then there was the full catalog. And so this is the one that you would actually open up. And the first year I was in college, this did change while I was in college, but the first year they mailed it to us, like this big fat booklet, and you'd go through and you'd read about each one, and it would give you a longer description and all the information. And so that's more what the product catalog is it's if you've got a lot of products, it's a chance for you to be able to list them all together and to go in detail, whereas the product brochure is more of a quick glance but give you the information that you need in order to make that decision. And this takes us on to the decision making stage. So the first one is your proposals and presentations. Having a good template for a proposal is really useful, and there's 2 resources that I like for making proposals. One is called Proposify, and if you're doing a lot of proposals, it makes beautiful proposals, and it tracks when they've been sent out, it tracks when they've been opened, it tracks how many have been accepted, and I really enjoy it. If you're not making proposals on a regular basis, guess what has free templates that are not too shabby? Canva. You can go into Canva, you can type in proposals, and it will pull up a bunch of templates, and you switch out your stuff, and you can go in there and make updates every time you need to send a new proposal. But if you don't have that ready, and all of a sudden somebody says, well, can you send me a proposal? Absolutely, I will. And then you're scrambling, trying to get together a proposal, and you send something out that you're not even super proud of. Get that ready beforehand and have that as part of your marketing collaterals. Next is re-engagement emails. These are for people who bought from you but haven't bought from you in a while, or people who never bought from you and you haven't kind of heard from in a while, but they were maybe closed a while ago. It's just a chance to kind of wake them up, get them re-engaged, and restart that interaction and conversation again. Everyone should have a re-engagement campaign written and ready to go. Okay, they actually have 4 sections. So the 4th one is for the loyalty stage. So this is where you've acquired the client. Now you're trying to help them just love you and want to stay with you forever and ever and ever. So one in here that they have is the corporate magazine. There are some really cool things that you can do with magazines and really cool companies that you can work with that you actually only have to populate some of the information, and then the rest they'll pull from like stock articles that they have written by people like Gary Vee and Brendan Burchard and just big wigs in the industry, Seth Godin. But they'll have these people that probably aren't going to write for your little corporate magazine, but it elevates the caliber of what you're producing. So there is some cool stuff that you can do with magazines where it doesn't have to be super time consuming. And I do think if you're going to go after a corporate magazine, you should outsource it because it will be time consuming if you do it on your own. Next is newsletters. Okay, don't call it a newsletter. I think the thought of a newsletter is like so unsexy. I mean, pretty much every week I've been in business for the last 7 years, I have sent out content. And I write an article, I give some tips, I tell what's going on, what trainings we have. Like, it is a newsletter. And I know in my mind, I'm like having a hard time letting it go because I'm like, but it's so informative. But the reality is people are wanting to consume information a little bit differently. So if you have an established newsletter like I have, and you're having a hard time giving it up like I am, then my recommendation is to take your newsletter, call it something different, and try to spruce it up. Like, I'm doing a lot more video because my video gets a lot more views than my blog posts got. And so I've shifted away from blogging and into vlogging, and I'm doing some things to try to freshen it up. I still like mine though. It's hard to let go of things that you like, that you've been doing for a long time. Okay, next is digital reports. If you've got a business where your customers are going to want to know, like, how is this working? How is it going? I have certain reports that I wait for every single year. Like, every year I get the new report that is like the state of women entrepreneurship in the United States of America. I wait for that report. I'm always excited when it comes out. I know cosmetic companies will put out their report for the year that shows things like the safety and their testing and all of those different things. And for some businesses like mine, I don't think a report is necessarily a need. They also have in here customer magazines, which I think are just real similar to the other magazines. They have member magazines, so we'll just group those into magazines. Again, I think magazines are not a necessity. I think they are nice to have when your business hits a certain point. But if you're new and just getting started, I would not put that on your list of collateral that you absolutely need to do. And there you have it. What is marketing collateral and 19 different types of collateral. Thank you, Foleon, for creating this article. I thought it was a really, really great resource, and I'm going to link it in the bio. I highly recommend that you go check it out, take a read, and start building your marketing collateral so that as you go forward to do new things, it makes it easier. And that's what I really want you to understand with collateral. It makes it easier because you're like, yeah, I can go on your podcast. I'm ready to go because I already have my landing page with its vanity URL that I can direct people to, and the process is already set up so you can get my ebook and join my list and convert into a client, and all I have to do is go do the interview. It's not like, yeah, I can do that, but I'm gonna have to build everything, so we probably ought to book it out in a month. I want you to be ready to go for whatever opportunity comes your way. I would love to hear from you. What collateral are you most excited to get started on first? Go ahead and put that in the comments, and hit the like button if you felt like this was helpful. This is actually the first time I have reviewed someone else's content, and so if you would like to see more of things like this, let me know. If you haven't done it yet, please join our private community. It's a place to come and connect with other like-minded entrepreneurs, ask your questions, and just stay connected. It's called the CEO Spot, and I would love to see you over there on Facebook. And that, my friends, is it. Like the video, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel, and have an amazing day. I hope your business is going fabulously well.